What's up, guys, and welcome to Natural Aesthetics. Another week of rehab for me. This is the first week that I've actually been able to train with a relatively normal, sort of structured approach. I've been utilising some barbell exercises that I just wouldn't have been able to do before because of the discrepancy between my left and right side. So I've done some deadlifts, some bench press, squats, barbell row, overhead press. I'm pleased with my progression. I'm now at a point where the left side is more or less even to the right side. I can't really feel any difference, albeit a very slight discrepancy on pulling movements, where I'm closing the elbow joint, so what we would call elbow flexion, bicep movements, stuff like that. But you know, because this has happened, I think I'm focusing on it more as well, which is just inevitable, really. But I don't think that's helping. But however, massive improvements. The training intensity has gone up this week. You're watching a compilation of clips from about 3 or 4 days worth of training. I'm doing this voiceover on Monday of the start of a new week, so looking forward to the training that I'm going to get up to during this week. It should be stronger and better still. So basically, most of my energy at the moment is spent on squat, bench press and deadlift, with maybe a little bit of barbell rowing as well. The reason for that is simple, and this applies for anyone who's had a layoff, albeit injury or just time off the gym. You want to get your strength back up to where it was as quickly as possible, and you do this by focusing on a very small amount of exercises. The exercises that you're going to get you strongest quickest. Okay, number one is squat. It uses most muscle mass. It's questionable, but I would say it's along with deadlift, it uses the most muscle mass of any exercise. So you know, you want to focus on that. That's going to build up your entire lower body strength, core strength as well as deadlifts, and then you stick in a heavy push exercise and a heavy sort of upper body pull exercise. It doesn't really matter what that is, whether you want to do dumbbell incline or dumbbells or bench press or incline bench press, overhead press, or bent over barbell row, dumbbell row, T-bar row, whatever. As long as it's what we consider more of a compound exercise, and then just stick with one exercise, maybe two, and try and progress with those exercises. There's no need for variation, really, when you're rehabbing. No need at all. When you get your numbers of your lifts up as quick as humanly possible. So I'm squatting now 167.5 kilos. I'm not going to lie, it feels heavy, but that's a couple of weeks has gone up about 20k. So you know, pretty pleased. I'm confident that it's going to keep going up. I'm not sure what my previous best was without a belt and knee wraps. I'm not wearing, you know, any knee sleeves or a belt at the moment. I'm not entirely sure what it was before. So that's one thing that I'm going to do, and I think everyone should bear in mind as well, is when you're squatting and squatting regularly, you know your 1 rep max of everything, whether that's belted, knee sleeves, both, you know, or completely and utterly raw. So you know where you stand. And I'm going to incorporate a few weeks of training, you know, completely and utterly raw with no belt and knee sleeves, just to see where I am. But I guess I'm going to keep going until I get close to about 180. Bearing in mind that I'm only still eating 2,600 calories, so it is much lower than I was eating before. But I still feel like while I'm trying to regain my strength, I don't quite need as many calories as I was having before. I don't want to gain any body fat. In fact, I want to drop down a little bit. When it starts to slow down, the strength gains, and when I feel like I'm plateauing, then I'll start putting the calories back up, and no doubt that will give me a massive increase in strength. As I do that, I've probably got another 1,500 calories that I can add and still be in only a small surplus. So that's promising. Deadlifted 180 kilos. I've also done some squat rack lifts, which you've probably seen in the clip earlier on, and this is to help get my body used to lifting more weight again. So whatever your max is on the squat, put another 50% on, onto the bar and then just hold it, or do like sort of really small partial squats, and this just gets your body, your spine, your central nervous system used to lifting larger and larger loads. And when I got 205 kilos over at Christmas, I was doing those pretty much every week. It's a great success. I find those really help. So done some barbell row as well, some heavy arms. So really chuffed with how training's going actually. I thought barbell row would take a while to get back into, but I still went up to 140 kilos for 5. It did feel much heavier than it had before, but I'm confident that I can add, a good 5 kilos at the very least every week, and get back to where I was. So just to sum up, the exercises that I'm currently doing at the moment during my rehab/recovery training are squat, deadlift, bent over rows, bench press, overhead press, some form of close grip bench press, tricep push down, and some form of curl. And that's it. Just keep using those exercises until I get my strength back, and then I can change the program around and push on from there. So thanks for watching, guys. Stay tuned for more. There'll be another training video for the next couple of days.